I remember seeing a giant flock of snow geese across the river circling into a field and watching the ducks pour into the decoys, and immediately I was hooked. My name's Rutledge. This is my Super Pacific X1. I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I'm originally from Indiana, but I moved out west 4 years ago. Started when I was 8 and I'm 23 now, going full force into hunting specifically. I would say probably the past 6 years of my life, it's been like a full on, like this is what I do every winter, you know, day in and day out, like all I'm thinking about is ducks. I work for Split Reed Media and Fisca Media. At Split Reed, we're a digital publication in which we highlight waterfowl hunting in various different areas, from equipment to stories to recipes and everything in between. I handle all of our waterfowl production, so I'm in the field over 100 days a season capturing photo and video. Quinn, I bought her 3 years ago. She's from Arkansas. One of the dogs I had been hunting that season, they had a litter out of her. This was the perfect time for me to get a dog. This year was her first year hunting super hard. She crushed it this year. She's probably picked up over 400 birds, which I'm super ecstatic about. But yeah, she loves to be in the field just as much as I do now. When it comes to duck hunting, scouting I think is one of the most important things, and so I spend a lot of time in my truck in the evenings preparing for a morning hunt by just driving around and figuring out where the ducks want to be. One of the biggest challenges before this year that I would face, having to get up super early to drive to a spot. And the Super Pacific has really helped with that because I can literally sleep where I'm going to duck hunt, short my trip, get to sleep in a little bit, be more well rested, not be as tired, not be as sloppy when I get out to the field. What stands out to me about the X1 as a hunter specifically is how well built this thing is. You're driving a lot of uneven roads, you're hitting a lot of potholes, you're finding yourself crawling through a lot of rocks and sticks that are smacking the side of your truck, and this thing is bulletproof. It locks up super tight too, so no one can break into it. The sliding glass on the very back so my dog can have airflow while I'm driving is another mega benefit, and just the customization that you can really build it to be yours and how you want it, between all the different packages and all the different add-ons that they offer between molly panels, insulation, bedding, all the different things that you could add onto this. It really, you can suit it and build it exactly how you want it. So starting out here, we have the Truma heater, which has honestly been the biggest lifesaver on the road. Being able to pull into a spot, pop open the tent, and turn the heater on and be nice and cozy and warm. And how I power that, I have a Goal Zero portable generator back here. Got the Ignic, the smaller propane here. It's perfect. I can last about 3 days before having to fill this thing up for powering the heater, as well as powering my Coleman grill. Got the offset molly panel here so that I can still attach stuff on the inside. My truck bed's still a truck bed. I got plenty of room. I love how tall the X1 sits over my tailgate. So like a lot of people, when it comes to standard cabs that run a gunner, like they have to like either take their gunner apart or take their topper off to be able to put their gunner in. I can slide it in and out. And I found myself in situations too where it's like I'm on a road trip doing something else and I just get tired and I just, pull over and I pop the tent up and I sleep there. I have a Yeti 35 size cooler. I normally stop at the grocery store every 3-ish days while I'm on the road. And so it's the perfect size for, 3 days worth of groceries that I need to keep cold. I run a Yeti Go Box to keep all my clothes in. And so as you can see, I got pants, shirts, and then socks and underwear. Gunner is super important to me because it's the 5-star crash rated kennel. I don't have to worry about if something was to happen to me in my truck, I have 100% faith that my dog's gonna be fine. So this is my camo and ammo drawer. As far as camo goes, I run shin gear, so I keep my rain jacket in there, as well as my waders. It's super nice to be able to keep these in a drawer instead of just laying around in my truck bed, because most of the time they're wet, nasty after a hunt. I just throw them in the drawer, don't have to worry about stepping on wet waders, keeps that wet wader smell locked into the drawer instead of floating around in the camper, because no one wants to smell like wet waders, let alone, I already had to deal with a wet dog, so wet waders would really make it a lot more potent in there. I've got this big deck box here. I just keep all my ammunition, which is completely out after this season. I've done a lot of shooting this year. And then just a toolbox of random tools and different things like that, socket sets, socket drills, different things like that. So if anything was to break down in the truck, I have the equipment to fix it. Next drawer here is the camp kitchen drawer, as well as some more recovery items here. Uncharted, air pump, and jump box. And then this is kind of like my little dry food bag that I run. A Vessel coffee maker in here. It's a pour over kit, some peanut butter, some coffee, I got taco seasoning, fajita seasoning, rice, all the other basics in there, some spoons, some Ziploc bags. So I kind of keep all my dry foods and coffee in there. I think one of the most useful tools for anybody that does this is a jet boil, because it's, you know, super convenient, easy. Boil water if you're somewhere where you don't have water or you run out of water. You can make quick and easy meals, make ramen noodles, everything in between. And so I always keep a jet boil with me. It's just a Coleman 2-burner grill. If I make a lot of rice and duck on the road, you know, simple, easy meal, just boil some rice, cook up some rice, cook up some duck, chop it all together, make a little stir fry type deal. And so on this side, I keep one of the side bags here that Super Pacific offers. I find myself, if I dunk myself in the water or anything like that, I'll put wet clothes in here to dry them out and keep them kind of out of the floor. Because when the heater's running, you can dry a lot of stuff out in here, which is super nice because you find yourself in a lot of wet, nasty situations. This Molly panel, I have some recovery gear here, so I have a toe strap. A lot of times you find yourself in the mud, snow, nasty, gunky stuff, where a truck gets stuck. So a toe strap is super important to have, just so someone can yank you or you can yank a buddy out of the mud. Get out of my cab, right here, boom, first aid kit, ready to go. I don't think you can ever have too many first aid kits. I definitely think if you're on the fence about doing, you know, an overlanding setup like the X1, I would say 100% commit to it. Anywhere that's public land, for the most part, you can just pull off and sleep and camp there. You got some food in your camper, pull it out, eat it, and you're saving money in the long run. And so it helps you reconnect with nature. It's cooler. You can stay in awesome, sick spots you would never stay in. Helps you beat people to the spot, and it just helps you be out in nature longer. Sit. I'm a big fan of Mavericks. They're always clean, the bathrooms are always nice, and they have like endless options for hot food, snacks, drinks. It's like the perfect gas station in my opinion. The top of my playlist this year has probably been either Sturgill Simpson or Billy Strings. Those are my go-to road. It just sets the mood right no matter what you're doing, what activity. When it comes to actually hitting the ducks, I'd say it's definitely way harder than the Nintendo game. There's different aspects that play into it, whether they're, you know, just passing by, they're decoying and different things like that. But you know, the setting is perfect. So I would say it fits pretty good, and they're spot on with the cartoon dog and the cartoon mallards for sure.